Warm welcome to another episode of Love and Gratitude. How are you? How do you feel? I hope you feel great and I hope that you have a wonderful day so far. Today we're gonna talk about something very complex, and I just had a conversation with my mentor and it was so difficult to understand what he was talking about because I thought I understood what we're going to talk about later about this topic. I thought I understood it, but I actually didn't. But I still choose to talk about this today because I want you to think about this too, just like me, and to reflect on this. And also, this is the first level of speaking about this topic. Let's say it like this. And of course, my mentor, he's the smartest. He confronted me with very difficult questions and with such a complexity where I didn't know what to say and what to think anymore, especially about this. Have you ever heard about know thyself? About this quote, know thyself? Actually, in ancient Greek, it's Thyself. I don't know if I'm saying it the right way, but I asked my Greek friend and I think it's right. I pronounce it right. So the meaning of know thyself, the phrase know thyself is ancient wisdom often attributed to the temple of Apollo in Delphi in Greece, which means understanding your strengths, weaknesses, values and desires, recognizing your emotions and motivations, being honest with yourself about who you are beyond societal labels, aligning your actions with your authentic nature. So in general, this is the meaning of know thyself, but of course it goes way deeper than this. And when I was thinking about this, when I was doing my own brainstorming and when I was reflecting about this and thinking about myself, like having this critical thinking, you know, sometimes you hear something and then you start thinking about something and you don't really understand, but you also kind of understand. Anyways, I was thinking, who am I? And I always talk about who am I and who do I want to become. But the question today is only who am I? And actually, I must admit that I am a mystery to myself, and you're actually a mystery to yourself too. And are we really going to have an answer to this? Like an answer to who am I? Are we really going to find out who we really are, our true self and our true nature? In my podcast, I always talk about the true self is your higher version, and that is your soul and your the real you, that which is your soul and stuff like this. But am I really connected with my soul yet? And you know, when I had this conversation with my mentor, I saw how much I was identified with my ego, even though I was trying to be conscious. And of course, consciousness is your true self, like is a part of your true self, but am I even conscious when I'm trying to be conscious? I know this is so complex and so difficult to understand, but you know, sometimes when I practice being present or meditation, I am like, okay, now focus on this, for example, or try to stay present. And then I'm asking myself, am I even present? And you know, Eckhart Tolle, he says that when you're asking yourself, or when you recognize if you're present, then this is the first step of being present. But what comes after this? And I don't understand, but like trying to align with your true self, and this is very difficult because it takes a lot of time actually. Anyways, what I want to say is that you are a mystery to yourself, and the question is, do you really want to stay a mystery to yourself forever? Or do you want to discover yourself and recognize who you really are? And Socrates, he actually said, to know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. But what is the beginning of wisdom? And you know, I started to question everything, and I started to wonder like what it really means, you know, what is the meaning behind those words, and what is the meaning of everything. And even my mentor, you know, I was questioning everything he was saying, or I was even questioning myself. Like, I was like wondering, hey, what am I even talking about? Like, am I even asking the right questions, or am I even saying the right things, or what do I mean by that, you know? And you know, before asking other questions, ask yourself first the very, very fundamental question: who am I really? And who is Rookie, you know? Or even Rookie is just the name of the true self, of this, it's not a person, but like of the true self behind. Rookie is just a name, it's just the label, you know? And another label or another etiquette would be something like your age. Like, for example, when I introduce myself, I say, hey, I'm Rookie, I'm Rookie, I'm 24 years old, and I'm a student, and I'm a daughter, I'm a sister, I'm a friend, I'm a cousin, I'm this, I'm that. But this is just a label. And who am I really behind all of these labels? Who am I really? Like, who is my true self? And I'm wondering, how can I call this thing behind myself, you know, behind the curtain? And my friend and my mentor Julie said, Rookie, when you start observing yourself, you are not Rookie anymore, but you're something else, and you start observing Rookie. So that thing, who observes Rookie or who observes you, when you observe yourself, you are no longer you anymore. You're someone or something who is above this, who is even able to observe you. But you know, you first have to train to have the ability to observe yourself, because this is also very difficult. But unfortunately, you have to be conscious enough to be able to observe yourself. And unfortunately, many people stay unconscious their whole life, like for so many years, and they never awaken, you know, they never have the chance or the possibility to awaken. But only chosen people, or people who choose to awaken, they will make it. And you know, unfortunately, they live a life full of wasted time, wasted possibilities, wasted chances, until there is an event that triggers them so much, that triggers the pain body, the ego, until they are awakened, you know, until they wake up finally. And this is something that happened to me, actually. But about this, we're going to talk about next time. What triggered me, what was the reason for me to awaken. And something that triggered them so much, that something that was so painful to them, that caused the awakening, which led to the awakening, to this event to awaken. And I was wondering, while I was thinking, whatever thinking means, when I was thinking about myself, about my true self, I was thinking, who am I really, and what makes me me? And maybe you will also start to wonder, what makes you you? Is it my age? Is it my name? Is it the color I like? Is it the food I like? Is it my hobby? Is it what makes me, like, what makes Rookie? I was wondering. And of course, I can't answer this question, because I think like people around me can answer this way better than I can do about myself. I mean, if I would have to answer the question, who is Rookie, I would say Rookie is a wonderful girl. She's a pretty girl. She's so beautiful. She's young, and she's so full of energy and full of life, you know. She loves animals. She loves everything. She loves colors. She loves the life itself, and she loves to live that life and live life to the fullest, and using every chance and using every possibility to grow and to develop and stuff like this. So, but how would you describe yourself, you know? Like, because we are now now like investigating in who you really are, because know thyself, what does that mean? Like it means that process of investigating and trying to understand who you really are. And you know, is it your name, is it your degree, is it your you know, your family or your job, your roles? Who is Rookie, or who are you? And also another very important question is, who do you identify with? Because most of the time we're identified with our ego or with our pain body, but is this the real self? Is this your real self? Is this your true self? It's not actually, because we already said that your ego is not you, and the ego is always your bad side. So everything which is positive in you, yeah, that might be the first step, you know? Everything positive about you is your true self, is a part of your true self, of your higher self, because your soul is pure and your self is good, and your soul is the positive side, and your true intuition is connected to your soul, so it's a true messenger and stuff like this. So unfortunately, we are identifying ourselves with our ego and with the pain body and with ideas and with illusions. For example, an idea would be, oh, I'm a student of sustainability and change, and I'm so interested in sustainability. I had an internship in that company, or with that, I was working with that NGO, stuff like this. But that's just an idea of who I really am. And I was thinking, okay, Rookie, I know who I am not, but I don't know who I am. I don't know who I am, but I know who I am not. And I know I am not my ego, I am not my pain body. Do you get it? I hope you get it, because this is very complex. And I'm really on this path to understanding myself, to discover myself, and to understand who I really am. And you know, my mentor said, Rookie, this is the wrong question. You're too early for this, you know, not too young, but too early, because sometimes you have a certain time where you will understand certain things. And he said, you should not think about this, and sometimes you need a whole life to understand who you really are. And I think he's right, because you will never know. Even when you die someday, even when you leave this life, you will maybe then start to understand who you really were in this life. But the question is who I am now, and not like understanding myself in 10 years or 20 years or in 50 years, you know, when I'm 70 or 80, because then I will be another version of myself, and I will always stay the same. Like the true self will always be the same, of course, but on the ego level, on the superficial level, I will be always that Rookie who loves animals and who loves pink or blue, the color blue, you know? Okay, what are illusions? Illusions are things in that we believe, and things that we think are the right thing or the bad thing for us, but it's all about perception. It's all about perspective, of course. And you know, it's all about self-recognition, like self-awareness, and trying to understand who that person really is, or who that true self really is. I don't know if I can call it a person or someone, because I don't even know if it's a human. I don't think it's a human, but you know, what is the soul actually? Is it a light? Is it just like something like a cloud? Is it, you know, what is it? What is the soul? It's not a human, and the human only covers the soul. The human body is only clothing the soul, and it's only a part of this world and of this earth and of this life right now that we have on this earth. And also, we should not get lost in the thinking, because my mentor, he also said, Rookie, you just think, but don't think, just start to feel, because feelings are are connected to your true self, you know, through feelings you will really understand what you like and what you don't like, what are the things that are triggering you and the things that you really love, you know. And by those feelings you will start recognizing your true self. And also, what is triggering you? I know this is a way other topic, but to address this quickly, what is triggering you? Are small things or are big things triggering you? If small things, even small things are triggering you, just like, for example, someone just called you stupid, or your mom was just upset because of something you did, and these are small things, you know. If small things are triggering you, then you're also a small person. You know, I have to just say this like this, but why are you so weak that small things can even trigger you, you know? And when small things are triggering you, you're also a small person. Remember this. And don't let yourself get triggered by small things, because it's so unnecessary. Why do you put any meaning on this, you know? Anyway, another thing what I want to say is that actually no one can tell you who you are. And I was wondering if I can tell about myself who I am really. And if my mentor can't tell me who I am, I was asking him, who am I then, you know? Who am I and how can I know who I really am? But no one actually can tell you. That's the wrong question. Like, why do you even ask another person? You should always ask yourself, and you should always start within yourself, and you should always look inside of yourself. And maybe it's not even inside of you, but it's somewhere else, and you will never know until you start to connect, until you start to decide to connect with yourself. And until you start to leave your ego and the pain body behind, until you stop identifying yourself with your ego and with your pain body. And when you start really to be aware of everything, you know, of the truth of the true life. And I know who I am not my ego, but I don't know who I am yet. And on the ego level, I can tell who I am, but on my true self, on the true side, like on the true level, I can't tell who I am. Okay, so this was from my side for today. It was very, very complex, right? It was also really difficult, and I think that sometimes you have to listen to it twice or even more times to understand my words or the words of others, or like reflect on this, you know, reflecting on this and trying to understand what this person really means, or not just thinking but feeling, you know, not thinking about what I think or what I say, but try to feel it. Can you feel it? It's very difficult, but yeah, I hope that it triggered you, it triggers something inside of you, and you will start to question yourself, and you will start to think about yourself more and more, and about what you really think you are and who you really are, because I think we will never know who we really are until the end of our lives. Okay, of course we have this picture of ourselves, but I think we will never know thyself. I'm wondering what they meant by this, you know. Yeah, I wish Socrates was alive and I could talk to him. But you know, everyone has a different perspective. Everyone has an individual opinion and individual perception. So I think you can also have this. So start thinking about this and start reflecting on this. And I'm very curious about what you think. And let me know in the comments, and take care of yourself and stay with love and gratitude.